all right for you, is it, Archie? It's not too strong.
Well, it's not my usual tipple, Matthew, but jolly tasty. I'll drink anything, actually. Drank a pint of goat's urine once. But that was when I was in the Marines.
You were in the Marines?
87 to 90. Terribly good life for a chap. Made some wonderful friends there. Of course, some of them are dead now.
What, died in the Gulf War?
No, blew themselves up trying to launch mortars from out of their backsides. Damn shame, really.
And you saw them burn to death right there in front of you? You lucky bastard! See, why hasn't anyone made films about that sort of thing instead of all this soppy rubbish about girls called Emily picking flowers? Why hasn't anyone ever made a film about a gang of Marines who blow up their arses? I mean, it seems to me nobody has any idea what the public are really interested in.
Call me old-fashioned, but I like a rollicking good yarn. There's nothing like a good old Bond film.
Man likes Bond films, didn't you, man? Her favourite's Gold Digger.
You mean Goldfinger?
No.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Archie. Expect you were bored stiff.
Golly, Mandy, you've got terrifically good posture.
Right. I'm off to see Rosie and Claire.
Oh, she invited you round?
Nah, I thought I'd surprise them. Hey, listen to this.
Teddy wants a cuddle.
My little girl. My little Rosie. You do realise that she's my baby, do you? She's my little girl, made with my flesh and blood and my ginger hair.
Martin, this has nothing to do with Bob.
Oh, what, didn't she tell you about me? Oh, she's very good at keeping secrets. Yeah, I didn't find out about my own baby till I bumped into them in the video shop.
Martin, will you just wait a minute?
Shut up, sperm thief!
Teddy wants a cuddle.
Oh, you think she's yours now, don't you? You think you'll be the one to teach her how to ride her first bike and to watch her in her school plays and to sit up waiting for her at night when she goes to her first disco and to comfort her when a boy breaks her heart? You think you can take all that away from me? Well, you can't. Because I'm her dad, not you. And I won't let her grow up thinking you're her dad.
I bloody well hope not, mate. I only came round to fix the washing machine.
Teddy wants a cuddle.
I didn't realise. I'm sorry. Hello? Hello? Guess who I am, Rosie? I bet you thought you didn't have a daddy, didn't you? Well, you have. And it's me.
Martin! Stay there.
Is she all right?
She's upset. Don't you realise you're a complete stranger to her?
Oh, but I wanted to know I'm her dad.
I think you better leave.
Well, when can I look after her?
I don't know, Mart. After this evening, I wouldn't trust you to look after a gerbil, let alone my daughter.
I thought that...
Look, thanks for coming round, Martin, and thanks for bailing me out with the loan, but we're doing fine on our own.
My earliest memory? I suppose it would have to be Terry and Tony holding me down and farting on my head. On the whole, though, it was nice having two big sisters. When I got older, there was always lots of boys around. The three of us used to go to the local disco in the church hall every Friday night. Afterwards, we used to go to the churchyard with the boys. I mean, it was only kissing, really, on the gravestones. Not the full... or anything like that, you know. So, what were you like when you were younger?
Not as lively as you. Ma was not very keen on us having girlfriends.
She's all right about it now, though, is she?
No. She's completely obsessed with someone called Celia Dickinson, who's supposed to be suitable. She knows a lot about dinner services. She and Ma go and look at them together sometimes. I mean, I've never really seen the point of dinner services. I mean, in find a pig. One day I'll breed from Kevin. Make a super pig. A pig that will change perception. Saved his life.
Kevin did the kiss of life.
Kevin? No. Armando, from personnel. Kevin's only a pig, you know.
Yes. Yes, right. Sorry. I lost my concentration for a second.
You wouldn't believe the stuff that Archie bloke was telling me last night, Mark. He used to go to this really weird school for rich tossers, where you choose a first year who waits on them hand and foot. They bring them their tea in the morning, they polish their shoes, they toast their crumpets, they even warm the bog seat for them. They iron all that... Is this stirred, mate? They iron their trousers and all sorts of stuff. It's like they're their slaves. I think it's disgusting the way the upper classes treat people.
I've put your egg on to boil and I've started running your bar.
Good work, mate. And you won't forget my special order from the vid shop on your way home tonight, will you, mate?
No, I made a note of it. Cock-hungry killer bitches on heat. 2.
Excellent. Morning, man. Late home last night?
I know. Archie kept ordering more wine.
Doesn't he understand that you're only interested in his money?
I'm not only interested in his money. He's a nice bloke. He's a really nice bloke. And I like him. I really like him. I'm just not sure if I fancy him.
So now what?
So now she tosses him aside like an old bus ticket.
Sorry?
That's what women do when they've had their use out of us.
Mate.
That's what Claire did to me. Dumped me like yesterday's newspapers. Threw me away like a piece of chewing gum that she'd sucked all the flavour out of. Chucked me in the bin like a used tea bag.
I hardly think that my
Betrayed me like a loyal old farm horse who's worked hard all his life and then gets sent off to the glue factory.
Well, I'm going to break it off with Archie anyway, before his feelings get really hurt.
The damage is already done.
Look, I can't help it. I don't ask men to keep throwing themselves at me. Oh, God, it must be so much simpler to be an ugly loser.
Actually, it's not.
I didn't mean you, Martin. You're not ugly.
I'm a loser, though, aren't I? But I'm going to change. I won't let Claire shut me out of Rose's life. I have a daughter. You know, I don't even know what date her birthday is. One day, though, I swear, I'll hold her in my arms and stroke her little face and tell her that I love her.
How are you going to do that if Claire won't let you anywhere near her?
I have rights. Wally Bazoom said so. I'm going to see a lawyer to find out exactly what those rights are. My lawyer says the law is actually biased against fathers. I mean, did you know that, Matthew? Against fathers. And my lawyer, Mr. Nash, thinks Claire sounds like a bitch. I mean, that wasn't his official opinion. I mean, that's what he said when we went to a wine bar to discuss it further. I mean, it turns out his wife left him and she's trained their children to spit on his Porsche when he goes round there. Just think, Matt, that could be me in a few years' time.
Yeah, except you haven't got a car, so she'd just have to spit directly on you.
Claire says I'm not fit to look after a gerbil. Yeah, but what she doesn't realise is that I used to have a gerbil. And I looked after him so well that he lived until he was 8 years old, which is really old for a gerbil. And even then he would have been fine if you hadn't flushed him down the toilet to see if he could swim.